Welcome back to our channel. Today I have a special guest. This is Terri from Manta, Ecuador. Hi Terri, how are you today?
I'm good. How you doing, LaShawn?
I'm good. This is our first time meeting one another.
Actually, in person. Well, not in person, but yeah.
Great. I've seen a lot of your posts on Facebook.
hmm Yeah, I'm always posting something. I've seen you
But they're
guys
beautiful.
too. Thank you.
They're beautiful pictures, especially when you like in the morning. You have the sunrise, the beach.
Yes,
Gorgeous. They're
yes.
gorgeous pictures.
A lot of people back home in the States, where it's winter time, always ask me, "Can you post some pictures?" It's motivating people. So, yeah, I like to
Right.
share. hmm
That's cool. So when did you move to Ecuador?
I just celebrated 2 years earlier this month. So
Okay.
it went by really fast. I've been in
Yeah.
Manta for 2 years and getting ready to apply for my permanent residency, actually.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Awesome. So you're calling Ecuador home.
Yes, I really would like for Ecuador to be my base and, see what else is going on in the world, but I definitely call it home. Yes.
That's cool. That's cool. So
hmm
you moved here in 2019, 2020,
2021,
2020.
January of 2021, and the pandemic was really raging still at that time. So that was really a scary decision to make, actually, but I felt it was scarier to stay. So
I can understand that.
I took the chance. I was
Yeah,
all
you like
I was on the plane all in my whole little mop suit, what we used to call it in the army, but it's a whole little jumpsuit, everything covered up, and had my face shield and my mask. I couldn't even hardly breathe. But I got on the plane. I got on the plane, girl, and I came on over here. Yes.
you was like, I'm not staying here. I'm a cover up. No matter
Yes.
what happens, I gotta go.
That's right. I had my little sanitizer on me. And during that time, they were, people weren't sitting next to you. They were doing alternate rows at that time. So it was a pretty good flight. I came from Atlanta, Georgia, where I lived for 35 years. So they had a direct flight on Delta from Atlanta right to Quito. 5 hours and
Yes.
some change, not bad. So, yeah, made it happen.
That's cool because I'm from Georgia myself. I'm from Columbus.
Okay. From where?
Yeah. Columbus.
Oh,
Columbus,
Columbus.
Georgia.
All right, Columbus,
Yeah.
Georgia. Hey.
Yeah. All of my family is in Georgia. Most of my family is in Georgia.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah. So what
hmm
made you choose Manta?
Well, originally I was going to Panama, and
Okay.
I really pretty much had my mind set on Panama. And then because of the pandemic, Panama's borders were closed at that time, and each month they would say, "Well, we're gonna see if we're gonna open. We're gonna see if we're gonna open," and they weren't. And I was really ready to. I needed to go ahead and make up my mind about which country because I needed to start working on my paperwork to get a apostille because I knew from the beginning that I was going to go ahead and apply for a visa, at least a temporary
Okay.
residency. So I wanted to have all of my paperwork done or, in the process of being done while I was still in the States. And I just started looking at what else was in Latin America, and Ecuador popped up. And at
Okay.
first I was like, that's too far south. I don't want to go that far south. But I just started reaching out to groups and met Jewel Rand, who is the administrator of African Americans in Ecuador. And, she started telling me about Manta, and it sounded
Right.
beautiful. My original thing, I was going to do Cuenca once I decided I was going to do Ecuador because a lot of
Okay.
people go to Cuenca first. But
Mhm.
she said, come check the coast out, and I did, and I love it. So I'm in love with the
Awesome.
ocean, and I can't separate myself from the ocean now.
I get it. It's very
Yeah,
serene.
It is. Oh man, hypnotic.
Uh,
Yes.
so, since the pandemic, what has changed since you've been in Manta? Any areas development?
Oh yes, wow, yes. A lot of businesses, to my understanding, went under because of the pandemic. Some of them came back, some of them were unable to come back. One of the things that I do love about Ecuador is still a lot of small businesses, mom and pop type of things, and I love that feel. But
Right.
unfortunately, some of them didn't make it back. So, but now tourism is opening back up. We have a lot
Mm-hmm.
of cruise ships coming through Manta now again, so that's bringing back commerce. A lot of restaurants are opening. A lot of condos are going up. Every time you turn around, some
Mm-hmm.
more condos going up. So Manta is building, as well as the news that we just got here last week or so about direct flights from Manta to Panama. It's going to be starting with Copa in June. So yeah, Manta
That's
is wide
awesome.
open. Yeah, yes, Manta's wide open now. Yep.
Yeah, I see the pictures wide open. They're gonna be popping, and y'all gonna have people from everywhere coming.
From everywhere. I mean, we were already having an influx of people, but this is going to pump it up even more. So,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. So, have you lived in? I mean, have you checked out any other parts of Ecuador?
Keto. I love keto.
Oh
But
yes.
unfortunately, I have a respiratory illness, so I can't live in the mountains. I can't be in the mountains for too long. But I love keto, and I would have loved to have stayed in Cuenca for at least a year, but I would have made my way
Right.
back to the coast. And and then I love the Santa Elena province. I love the peninsula. I love Balianita and La Libertad.
Right.
I love people washing on the Malecon and Salinas is one of my favorite things to do. Eat at Loving
Right.
Oven and Jimmy's. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I like it. I like it. Those are the
Yeah.
places I've been since I've been here in Ecuador.
Okay.
There's still a lot more places that I want to visit here.
Yes. The keto is beautiful. I mean, I can't do the altitude, but it is a beautiful place,
Yeah,
and Ecuador in itself is just a beautiful place.
it is. So much natural beauty. So many.
Yes.
Oh, where I live now, I live like in a fruit grove, I guess. I mean, they built the neighborhood in a fruit grove, and there's wild papayas and limes and bananas and mangoes
Wow.
and all kinds of birds, like beautiful green parrots with red heads. They squawk every morning and wake me up. I just love it. I'm like, yes. The pigeons I ain't crazy about because they be pooping on my daggone balcony. I can live without
Right.
them. But
Right.
it's a lot of beautiful wildlife here, and a lot of stuff to enjoy. Yeah, very
That's
chill.
cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. So, as a woman, how do you remain safe in Manta, in Ecuador, in your travels?
Well, I do the same thing I've always done because I've been living by myself for a long time, even in the United States.
Okay.
So I just don't go places at night by myself, like walking.
Yeah.
Um, I usually take a taxi. I do go out in the evening, but I just take a taxi. I like to use a regular taxi service that has a dispatch connected to it. I'm not crazy about hailing cabs because sometimes you get the independent hacks. And I had a little
Yeah.
experience with one cab driver one time who got a little aggressive with me, trying to ask me out in Spanish, and I'm saying no, and he just kept on insisting. So I thought I was going to have to jump in
Okay.
the taxi. There. You should saw me. I'm like, how am I gonna get out of here? So anyway, so I like to call.
Oh,
I have one that I like to use,
yeah.
and basically, Manta is a safe place. During the daytime, it's fine. I walk around the neighborhoods. Nobody bothers you.
Yeah.
Learn the language. Learning the language, I think, helps keep you safe because people see that you are acclimating But nobody
Mm-hmm.
nobody bothers you. I think, I don't do a lot of bling anyway. I think that,
Yeah.
not now here with all this jewels and stuff on and all that. But I heard so many things about, people to snatch your phone and all that, and that has not been true for me in 2 years that I've lived here. I'm still
Okay.
careful when I'm out on the beach taking pictures or whatever. But I have not found anybody threatening me or feeling unsafe. But as I would anywhere, just watch my valuables. I like to, I don't pull out no lot of money, don't carry a lot of
Yeah.
money anyway. Just like the
Yes.
same common sense stuff that we do anywhere.
I understand. Yeah.
Hmm.
That's true. You definitely, no matter where you go, you should have those same type of precautions wherever
Yes,
you go.
yes.
Now, there was an earthquake in 2016 that was pretty devastating. Do you have any concerns about that happening again?
Yeah, I do because I've talked to people who were here doing that, and it's a very sad subject. When you ask people about it, they get real. You can tell it really bothered them, and some people had knew people who died in that.
Yeah.
And we've had a couple of strong jokes here in Manta since I've been here, but I figure it's something everywhere.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
you can't be scared to live. But we haven't had
Yeah.
anything real big. I think we had like a 4 point something maybe last year, but we have a few jokes up here. That was something because I had never lived anywhere where they had earthquakes before. So the
Right.
first time I felt one, I was like, whoa. So yeah, but
Yeah.
most time it's just kind of like a little swaying, but then
Yeah.
it can be violent too, a little violent. But yeah, I don't
Wow.
worry about it any more than I would if I was living somewhere that had hurricanes or tornadoes or floods or whatever. Because our earth is changing so much anyway. I don't think there's anywhere where you can be that there's not going to be something happening.
That is true. That is so true. Now, I noticed that, Jewel puts up a lot of vegetable hauls that she gets from the market. Do you do the same? Like, do you go to the market and get a lot of vegetables and seafood when you go?
Yes, I do. I often post hauls too because I get stuff. I just got one yesterday from. We're blessed that the organic farms deliver to your door every other Saturday. So I'm about to
Okay.
do a juice cleanse, and so I got a whole bunch of stuff for my juice cleanse. But I also do shop at the local tiendas. I like to
Okay.
get some stuff organic, but some stuff I don't. The local
Mm-hmm.
tiendas are very inexpensive, and I just bring everything home, whether I get it from the organic farm or from the tiendas or even Mega Maxi. I just wash everything very, very well and keep it moving. But yeah, I get my fish from my friend Stella. She has a fish shop here, and
Okay.
sometimes yeah, and she delivers Stella Coulter,
That's
and sometimes I do get some fish from the Central Market, El Cinco.
okay.
Yeah, it's because they have some beautiful snappers down there sometimes. So when Stella
Yes.
doesn't snap, sometimes I get something here. But I generally get all of my fish from her. Yeah. But
Oh,
the
okay.
vegetables
That's
and
cool.
fruit are very abundant and very inexpensive and very delicious.
Awesome. Now, going into a little sensitive area, you recently lost someone special in your life.
Yes.
Now, was he here with you in Manta or he lived in the States?
He did live in the States. He didn't get a chance to come to Manta. That was my life mate, I would call him, because at the time of his passing, we weren't actually a couple, but we had always been connected. We dated for 11 years, and we was like never out of each other's lives for real. So when he passed, I felt like a widow. I didn't even know the extent of the depth of feeling that I had for him. It was very
Yeah.
immense. It still is. I still have my
Yeah.
crying days, and I actually joined a support group for widows and widowers, which has been very helpful to me. But he was in Iowa, and he had planned to come to visit, but he didn't get a chance to make it here. So I really
Sorry.
am sad that he didn't get to see how beautiful Manta was. Manta is, rather.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, it's unfortunate that he wasn't able to, but yeah, I can't. I would never. Right at the moment, I can't imagine a loss like that because it can be very painful. Because I did lose my mother, so
I'm
I can
sorry.
understand the grief behind it.
Yes, it's devastating grief, and I can say that I'm sorry, so sorry that it happened anyway, and I would do anything to reverse it. But if I
Yeah.
had to deal with it, I'd rather be here with it because it's just more tranquil. It's just there's not a whole lot other stuff going on pulling
Yeah.
me on top of this incredible grief.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's better if I can use that, to have to go through it
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
Yeah. It's understandable because there's so much going on in the states that it I think it would add to the
Yes.
grief,
It
and
will.
it's hard to deal with grief when you got other stressors in your life.
Yes, yes, because it's already very stressful when you're in bereavement, and it takes a
Right.
long time. He passed away 5 months ago, actually today. I'm looking at the date. It's 5 months ago today, and so it's just it never really it doesn't go
Yeah.
away. It's an adjustment.
No.
But as you said, outside stressors would have made it worse. And there are a lot of things going on in the States, which is, part of the reason that I came and moved to Ecuador because of all of the high stress living in the States. And also want to set an example for my children and grandchildren and let them know that
Yeah.
there are options in the world. That other stuff other things. Just because we have been living in the States for 400 years does not mean we have to continue to live in the States. It's a
That's
big,
true.
beautiful world, and I'm really trying to set an example. Like, if I can do it, certainly y'all can. And I'm doing it by myself.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Right.
hmm
And being in a foreign country by yourself, I see that you have a huge support system, which is wonderful.
Yes. Yes. You mean our group here?
Your group here, there, and your group in the states.
Yeah.
Everybody, is very supportive of you.
Yeah, they are. I'm blessed. I just got some beautiful people, beautiful family and friends, and then we have a great group here that's
Yeah.
growing. Our community is growing. We had an expat gathering Thursday night, and it was so many people out there. We was just having a great time, and we have some
Awesome.
coming up. I got a birthday coming up on Saturday, and I was just going to do a little luncheon at this place. Well, I cannot tell you my RSVP list. I'm like, wow, it's great.
Wow.
Like we have a
That's
growing
amazing.
community. Yes, we do. You are so right about that. And y'all gotta come check us out. When we
We
do our
will.
gathering, got to come.
We will. I mean, we came to Manta for about a weekend I think when we first moved to Salinas, and we only
Mhm.
got a chance to spend a weekend.
Oh,
So we are planning to come back and spend at least a week or so
that'll
we
be
can
great.
meet different people.
Yeah, well, y'all got to
Yes.
come to the expat gathering. I think Jules said she want to do them every other month. So I think the next
Okay.
one will be in March. So y'all come around that time and spend your week while we having that. Of course, we have all kind of little side activities too. But we have so many people that are coming. That's why she was trying to put together just a centralized expat gathering because it's always people, like every day there's somebody coming. And
Yeah.
that's hard to greet each person individually. You want to welcome people, but it started getting kind of taxing and
Yes.
expensive. So we wanted to try to have
Right.
something centralized. But of course, we do other little events all the time too. So
I'm sure you do, because Jewel definitely be posting stuff, and I'm like, it looks beautiful. Y'all are having a ball there.
I having fun. Having fun. And one of the things, Manta has some of the best weather on the coast, and I have been to other coastal cities. It doesn't rain very much in Manta. Usually it rains overnight, and it
Okay.
might be doing a little bit when you wake up, if you wake up very early. But by 8 o'clock that morning, most of the times it's dried up. A lot of people don't even know that it rained overnight. We have some really good weather here, but it's hot too. It's
Oh
hot
yeah,
right.
it's definitely. It was hot yesterday in Salinas, and we don't get a lot of rain either. But I notice when I wake up in the morning and I look at the streets, I can see that they're wet. So
Yeah,
either it was misting the night before or last night, but we don't get a lot of rain here either.
yeah, yeah.
So I saw you singing on a video on Facebook. You have a beautiful voice. So are
Thank you.
you a singer?
Yes, I'm a professional singer. I have actually
Awesome.
a two-time Stellar Award nominated gospel recording artist, and I had some records in the top 100 gospel Billboard charts in the 90s back in the day.
Wow.
And I haven't not been singing for several years though because I'm actually currently a graduate student trying to finish my master's thesis. So I did
Okay.
back to back. I got my bachelor's and master's back to back. So I haven't really been singing. I've been in school for like 8 years, I think, back straight. Um, girl. But now I'm starting back. I've met some wonderful musicians here. And now
Okay.
I'm starting back, kind of sticking my feet in the little singing pool. And that
Wonderful.
video that you saw, that's the first time I had sung in front of people since 2014. So I was a little scared and just want to kind of,
You didn't look scared. You didn't look scared. You look professional. Like you had everything intact. You was
oh, man,
ready.
oh, I'm thankful. And I had a lot of help. My friend Darla, I got to give Darla Blakes a shout out because she helped me out with my makeup and my outfit, and a wonderful guy here from Venezuela named Jose. We finally found somebody to do our hair here. So,
Right.
Lord have mercy. So we had my hair tightened up. So yeah, and then everybody from the community came out to support. So just
Right.
shout out to everybody in AAIE part two. That's African American
Right.
Ecuador part two. Everybody is just so supportive of everything that we all do, and it's just great.
Awesome. So are there any different types of music, like genres of music you like to sing?
Well, I love jazz. But I got a record deal for the gospel, urban gospel, and so I started doing that because I got signed to a label. But I was singing jazz before that, and I always wanted to get back to that. So, thankfully, here in Manta, they are really loving jazz, American jazz,
Awesome.
and I have been asked to help like bring that to the forefront in Manta, and the Ecuadorian people really had a great response to us on that video. So we think that we'll be able to move forward with some great jazz. And I'm working with some fantastic Ecuadorian musicians, and we about to do some things. We hush about like
Awesome.
to do some stuff in Munson. So yeah, it's gonna be tight. So I'm glad to be a
All
part of it
right.
and bring it out because I love jazz. It's a wonderful genre. It's a wonderful genre, and just
Yeah.
pop music. Period. And just being able to get out here and sing and love it and enjoy it, and help other people do the same thing. So I'm happy about that.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm happy for you,
Thank
and
you.
hopefully when we do come, be able to see you sing
Okay, well
as
let's.
well.
Okay, I hope we have a gig by then, and that'll work out.
So, as someone who lives in Ecuador alone, what advice would you give to someone who wants to move to Ecuador as a single person? And where, because Manta, you got Manta, Cuenca, Salinas, Quito. I feel like people just need to do their research. But what advice would you give?
Yeah, right. That first thing you said, people need to do their research for sure and see what kind of area you think you might want to live in. If you like cooler temperatures, more spring-like temperatures, the mountains are great. If you don't have any medical issues, altitude sickness issues, anything like that, the mountains, Quito and Cuenca are beautiful. For me, I didn't really want to do city living. I had done Atlanta for 35 years, so
Yeah.
I was cool with city living. So Quito was off my list as far as living, but it's a beautiful place. I love to visit Quito. It's magnificent. I fell in love with the coast. I fell in love with the ocean. So Manta's incredible if you like, beach living. I would say make sure that you know your whys. Why are you coming? Because even though we do have getting to be bigger community here, you can't use that as a crutch, because what if you didn't have a community? Like,
Exactly.
why are you moving to another country? You have to be independent minded, independent thinking, because you may not always have people around you. When I knew that I was coming, I didn't count on having this kind of community, and it really wasn't that big when I first came here. It's grown by leaps and bounds. But and also, read up on the culture, know what it's like for the local people, how they live, the food, and please learn the language, because it's just respectful. Even if you have a hard time with languages, if you're a little bit older, sometimes it's slower to learn new things, but the Ecuadorian people are so great at helping you if they see that you're trying. So please don't come here with the same attitude, looking for everything to be in English and looking for a little America that's less expensive, because that is not what this is. And it's really kind of disrespectful to the beautiful culture here. One Ecuadorian lady told me, I think it's a shame how so many expats just don't take the time to learn our culture. It's so beautiful. They're just missing out on so much. So come with an open mind, and don't be a know-it-all. Let somebody be able to tell you something, and and you'll be all right.
Okay. So, do you have any advice to our sisters who may decide to move abroad? Because I know for me, I get a lot of questions about my hair, because some people think I have weave, and I'm like, no, this is all mine.
Yes.
And I do my own hair. And product wise, there are some things you may want to bring from the States with you, but I also feel like you can make your own product as well if you're willing to, take care of your hair.
Yeah, that's one good thing about Ecuador. Like, there's aloe vera. You can use aloe vera in your hair. I made something one time with fenugreek seeds, rinse, and rosemary. So you can look up a lot of things of herbs that you can use for your hair, as well as adding essential oils if you want to make your own stuff. There's mangoes. You can make mango butter. You can get shea butter and all that kind of stuff here. I don't really like doing my own hair. Your hair is beautiful, girl. I always admire everybody who wants to do their hair, because I do not be wanting to do my hair. I'm so glad for Jose. He getting some for Christmas. I'm just saying. I am not the perfect hair. But you should bring the products that you like. But we have some products here that you can get in the mall. There's a line called Afro Soft, and there's also another line called Ethnicer, and they make pretty good, like hair souffles. The gels don't really lay your edges down too good. So if you got some edge control that you like, you can do that. But you can, if you like to use like flaxseed gel, you make flaxseed gel for your hair, you can do that. All of those things are available, flax seeds. But we are slowly starting to get people that do our hair. Now, if you like braids, you can always get that. You can always get braids or extensions. But like me, I have 2-strand twists. So what was harder was 2-strand twists and people who want to lock. And especially interlocking. Like interlocking, I don't think so right now. But there is somebody can do 2-strand twists, and there is somebody who can do retwist and do lock maintenance finally here.
Okay.
But there's some young ladies from I guess they're from Esmeraldas, and they are always on the beach braiding hair. So you can get your hair braided if that's what you're into. But if you like me and don't even want to do anything to it, it can be a challenge. But as I said, it's starting to open up, and I think as Manta opens up, I think things like that are going to be catered to more as far as the expats. When people see a need, I think it'll be filled more now. Yeah.
Right. And then, I mean, the more of us come here and the more connection we have, and we can pass on that information to others. And so that's, we're all here as a community to help one another.
That's right. And it's a trip because most of the ladies here do have a natural hairstyle, and they just like you. They all do their own hair, girl. So I was crying because I'm like, I'm the only one who can't do her own hair. Because I'm not getting ready to do it, girl. My arms get tired when you can talk about it. I can't not. Especially when we get to the back. I don't even know how y'all do that. Like, how do y'all do that?
It's a feel thing. It's just a feel. You get to... I mean, at first, when I first locked my hair, I was thinking that too, but I was able to do bantu knots before. I did them and parted correctly because my friend was like, who did your hair? I was like, I did. She said, you parted straight in the back? I said, well, it's a feel thing. You kind of have to feel your hair. So it just takes time.
Not my ministry, sis.
Well, see, my thing is, I cannot see myself paying somebody $150 to $200 to do hair.
Right.
I'm gonna get on YouTube and I'm gonna watch every step, and then I'm like, okay, I can do this, and I'm gonna do it regardless.
I feel you on that. Now, see, I agree with that. In the States, we have Jose. He did these, and I haven't had them redone yet because he's from Venezuela, and so he's home now. I mean, he charged $20.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
So, and then I had got.
It looks good.
Yeah, $20. And I mean, he undid all the twists and redid them. He washed it, and then he pulled them. I mean, he pulled them down to here. They done shrunk all the way back up now because this is old.
Oh yeah.
He pulled them past my shoulders. It was hanging. This is the same hairstyle that I had in the video of me singing. So it was a lot pulled out longer than the $20.
Right.
You know,
that's not bad.
I gave him 30 because I'm like, brother, you did a great job. And and he went somewhere and filled up a water jug and was carrying the water back to the shop so he could wash my hair with it. I said, yeah, you deserve a tip. But yeah.
Exactly. That's cool.
Affordable. It's much more affordable to get your hair done here. Thank God.
Okay. Yes. Well, Terri, I want to thank you so much for joining me today to talk about your journey to Ecuador and to share light on Manta for our viewers who have questions about Manta.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. And people can know that if they want to learn more about just expat life in Ecuador, they can join African Americans in Ecuador Part 2 on Facebook. That's Jewel Rand's group, and because we have members all over Ecuador, not just in Manta. We just be partying in Manta, you know. It's because we get epicenter. But we have members all over, and we hope to be able to have an expat gathering one day where we can see everybody. But it's a great resource for helping people to come, and helping those who already live here with things that they need.
Exactly. Okay, well, to our viewers, thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.